And good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to Gretna, Nebraska. The third day of the Area 6 American Legion Class A Junior State Baseball Tournament. This is going to be Game 9 on your bracket, so this is an elimination game. And this game will be between Dinsdale Auto of Grand Island and First State Bank of Fremont. For First State Bank of Fremont defensively, Brennan Callahan is doing the pitching, Nick Herrick the catching. Number 12, Logan Mueller's at first. Number 9, Caden Curry at second. Number 4, Brody Sintek at third. Number 20, Mitchell Gloss at short. And in the outfield, number 23, Joe Clement is in left. In center is number 3, Eli Herrick. And in right field is number 28, Reed Johansson. Colin Dorfmeyer will be the DH. Dinsdale Auto is going to bat first, and the leadoff batter is number 6, the left fielder, Ace McInnes. McInnes takes the first pitch from the pitcher, number 34, Brennan Callahan, on the inside corner for a strike. Callahan, the right-handed pitcher, from the full windup. Here's the 0-1 delivery. It's a swing and a miss by McInnes. 0-2 quickly to the left fielder, number 6, Ace McInnes. McInnes batting from the right side against the right-hander Callahan. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and it's a fastball low and in the dirt outside. Count goes to 1-2. So another hot one here in Gretna today, already here at the noon hour. Wind blowing directly out to center field at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. McInnes from the windup delivers. Callahan delivers to McInnes. McInnes fouls one down the first base line. The count will remain 1-2. So 1-2 count to the pitcher, to the left fielder McInnes, and the 1-2 delivery comes in. It's going to be high and outside, 2-2. So 2-2 count to the batter McInnes. Here's the delivery from Callahan. Fastball on the outside corner, drilled. The shortstop makes a diving play, but he's not going to be able to get to his feet and make a throw. But a great stop out there at shortstop by number 20, Mitchell Glouse. Ball was hit hard to his left towards second base. He took one step and dove, and he was able to snare it. He just couldn't get to his feet, so called that an infield base hit for McInnes. Brings up the bat the catcher, number 4, Dalton Veith. Veith shows bunt and pops it up in the air and then kicks it. He then kicked it while it was in fair territory. Let's see what the call is. So the ball was right by the foul line when the runner touched it as he was going up the line, but apparently it was in foul territory, as they're just going to call it a foul ball. So 0-1 to the catcher Veith. Callahan from the stretch comes set. Here's the 0-1, fastball high and outside. Catcher jumped and looked like he was going to pop down to first, but there was no throw on the play. So 1-1 is your count. Veith batting from the right side against the righty Callahan. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Hard hit right down the third base line, past the third baseman for a base hit. That's going to move McInnes up to second and Veith over at first. So 2 on, nobody out here in the top of the first inning. As we've just begun this contest, and Dinsdale has come out swinging the sticks. So this will bring up to bat the right fielder, number 12, Paris Lautenschlager. Lautenschlager also batting from the right side. 2 straight hits for Dinsdale. Lautenschlager is showing bunt. The first baseman comes in, and he pokes at it but misses the bunt. Count goes to 0-1. So with Lautenschlager showing the bunt defensively on the infield, the first baseman's in on the grass looking to charge on the play. Third baseman back even with the bag. Here's a pitch that's low and in the dirt. It pops by the catcher, and the runners are each going to move up a base. So 1-1 count to Lautenschlager, and now both runners are in scoring position. If you're just joining us, we've just begun the contest. Top of the first inning, no outs. This is the third batter, and there are runners on second and third for Dinsdale Auto, the visiting team on this contest. Here's the 1-1 delivery to Lautenschlager. Fastball on the outside corner, called strike 1-2. So 1-2 count here to the 3-hole hitter, number 12, Paris Lautenschlager. The pitcher, Callahan, comes set. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Curveball that misses way outside, 2-2. So here's the 2-2 delivery from Callahan. Fouled out of play over the backstop. So the count will remain 2-2. We definitely want to thank our sponsors on the foul ball bounty, both American National Bank and Speedy Mart of Gretna, for offering the 50 cents for each foul ball that's returned. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Brennan Callahan. Lautenschlager pokes it towards the shortstop. Shortstop's going to come home. Tag is made, and the runner is out. The coach is going to argue here that there was no tag because it looks like he went right by. So there's a discussion at home plate as the third base coach comes in. And it's going to be a fielder's choice. So on the play, McInnes is thrown out at home plate by the shortstop. So mark it 6-2 in the book. Lautenschlager will reach on the fielder's choice. So he's at first. And Veith advanced over to third on the play. So one down brings up the designated hitter, number 11, Nick Leduc. Runners on the corners and one out. The first pitch Leduc sees is in the dirt and outside for ball one. So kind of a weird play at the plate. The shortstop was playing in and came to the home plate to cut down the runner. But the catcher, it looked like he bumped the runner, but it didn't necessarily look like he tagged him. There's a pitch on the inside corner for a called strike. They throw the ball all the way through. They fake the cutoff and threw it all the way through to second. And Lautenschlager is in there safe. So 1-1 is your count. Swing and a miss here on the next pitch. Count's kind of in question. He held up two fingers there when he said strike, so I believe the count is 1-2. 1-2 is the count. So he holds it up. Leduc, the right-handed batter against the right-hander Callahan. Here's the 1-2 delivery. That one's fouled out of play down the right side.
Return those foul balls. Collect 50 cents courtesy of Speedy Mart and American.
So to get you set up, again, we're here. Scoreless game. Top of the first inning. Dinsdale Auto at the plate. Leduc is the batter. 1-2 count on him with runners on second and third. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Curveball that he sits on, waits, strokes it hard to the center field, and the center fielder is going to charge up and make the catch on the play. So they tried throwing behind Lautenschlager at second to see if they could double him up, and he got back just in time. But a nice catch by the center fielder for out number two.
Second baseman, Brayton Rivera.
So Brayton Rivera, the second baseman, wearing the number 2, comes up and he'll bat, also batting from the right side. And so it looked like a real promising inning. Fremont First State Bank might get out of it. Here's the 0-0 delivery. Pitch stays high for ball one. So Veith, who had a leadoff single, standing on third base. Lautenschlager, who reached on a fielder's choice, standing at second. Rivera in batting from the left side. And here's the 1-0 delivery from Callahan. And it's low, in the dirt, 2-0. So here's the 2-0 pitch. No, a pickoff move to third. So he tried throwing him back of Veith at third, and he was able to dive back in time. So 2-0 is your count. Pitcher Callahan comes set. Here's the delivery. Hard hit ground ball bouncing. Third baseman hits off his glove, and he's not able to make the play. It's going to be called an error on the third baseman, and on the error, Veith is going to come in to score. Lautenschlager is going to advance to third, and Rivera is safe at first. And we have our first score of the contest, as it's now 1-0 in favor of Dinsdale Auto with 2 down and runners on the corners. Brings up the first baseman, number 19, Mitchell Gardner. Callahan from the stretch position checks the runner and throws over to first. And Rivera is able to dive back in time. So still no count on the batter, Mitchell Gardner. Callahan, the right-hander, takes a look at the runner at first, comes set from the stretch. Here's the delivery. And it's foul. I thought it was fouled away, but apparently it was just a swing and a miss that the catcher couldn't handle. So strike one. 0-1's the count to your batter, Gardner. 2 down, runners on the corners, 0-1 count. Here's the 0-1 delivery. It's hit into shallow right center field. Center fielder's coming on. Second baseman goes back. Nobody can make the catch. It's going to drop in for a base hit. So that's an RBI single for Gardner, as that's going to knock in Lautenschlager for the second run of this inning. Rivera moves up to second on the play. Gardner credited with the RBI single. And it brings up number 8, the third baseman, Trevor Johnson. So Johnson now at the plate with runners on first and second. He takes the first offering and hits it down the right field line, and it just turns a little bit foul. So started right on the line, just kept drifting into foul territory. Ended up about 10 to 15 feet in foul territory. So that just goes down as a long strike for the pitcher, Callahan. Rivera standing on second, Gardner on first. Callahan delivers the 0-1 pitch. Inside pitch, and he fists it. The first baseman tries to make a diving play and misses it. Dives for the runner and does not make the tag. Everybody's going to be safe. So that's going to be an error on the first baseman. No runs scored, but Rivera moved up to third, Gardner to second, and Trevor Johnson reaches on the error on the first baseman. So it brings up the shortstop, Kobe Hayes, 8th batter of the inning for Dinsdale, and Hayes is up with bases loaded and 2 down. Here's the first pitch from Callahan. That one's on the top side of the strike zone, and called a strike, 0-1. After some discussion, we're going to change the scoring for Johnson. That it wasn't an error on the first baseman. We're going to call it a hit. And there's a pitch on the outside that's in the dirt. All the runners are going to advance, which scores a run. So Rivera comes in to score, making the score 3-0. Gardner up to third. Johnson, who we've got to change his scoring, reached on an infield hit, is now standing at second. And it's a 1-1 count to the batter Hayes after the foul ball and the wild pitch. And that's going to draw a meeting on the mound. So there's a timeout on the field. We'll be right back after this mound meeting is done. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. At American National Bank, we believe in changing our community for the better. It's part of our heritage. As a bank, we have donated our energy and resources to building stronger communities. Because we live here just like you, we believe that through a stronger community, everyone prospers together. American National Bank, with 30 locations in Nebraska and Iowa. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Well, the mound meeting's over. Callahan is going to remain on the mound. The infielders return to their position, and Hayes steps back in. His team leading 3-0, 1-1 count with runners on first and second. Here's the delivery from Callahan. That one's in the dirt, and the catcher bounces away, but just shortly away from him. 2-1 is your count. So a lot of action here in the top of the first. Callahan comes set, delivers the 2-1 pitch. Misses outside, counts 3-1 to Hayes. Dinsdale leading 3-0, 2 down, 3-1 count to Hayes. Here's the pitch. Hard ground ball right to the second baseman. He fields it cleanly and fires over to first for the third out of the inning. So mark it 4-3 in your scorebook for Hayes for the third out. So big inning for Dinsdale Auto as eight batters come up to the plate. Couple of Fremont errors, one Fremont error that cost them. Now on Johnson's hit to first base, need to kind of explain that because that play happened quickly. What happened is an inside pitch and he hit it off the handle, and he hit it right towards the first baseman. As one of those hits that it was kind of a blooper that was in between. It didn't get very high in the air. It wasn't a screaming line drive by any means. It was just kind of lobbing to him. But the first baseman had to make a choice to either stay back and try to field it on the first short hop or to go up and try to catch it. The first baseman came up and tried to make the catch, sliding forward on his knees, and hit his glove and went forward. he was able to pick up the ball, but Johnson, with a lot of hustle, was able to run right by him as he lunged for the tag. So after some discussion, our official score has marked that as a base hit because that was a really tough play for the first baseman. He was kind of caught in between. So going to the bottom of the first inning, your score is Dinsdale Auto, First State Bank yet to bat. Defensively for Dinsdale Auto on the mound today is going to be number 3, Matthew Jurgensmeyer. Behind the plate, number 4, Dalton Veith. Over at first is number 19, Mitchell Gardner. At second is number 2, Brayton Rivera. At third base is number 8, Trevor Johnson. And at shortstop, number 1, Colby Hayes. In the outfield, number 6, Ace McInnes is going to man left field. Number 9, Jack Friesen is in center. And number 12, Paris Lautenschlager is in right field. Nick LeDuc is going to be the designated hitter for Dinsdale. But Fremont State Bank is going to step up. The first batter is number 3, the center fielder, Eli Herink. First pitch that Herink sees from Jurgensmeyer is inside and in the dirt, ball 1 to Herink. So 1-0 count to Herink as he steps in. Jurgensmeyer from the full windup. Here's the pitch. And that one misses low as well. So it's 2-0 on Herink. So Jurgensmeyer wearing the number 3. Pitches from the right side. Herink batting from the right side. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that's a fastball that catches the outside corner. It's called a strike, 2-1. Herink leading off for First State Bank. 2-1 delivery from Jurgensmeyer. And that one's hit in the air in foul territory, drifting, and it's going to get out of play on top of the batting cage down the first base line. And the count quickly is even up at 2-2.
Balls collect 50 cents, courtesy of Speedy Mart and American National Bank.
So 2-2 count to the center fielder, Herink. He steps into the box. Jurgensmeyer from the full windup. Winds up and delivers. And again, a pitch on the outside corner. It's popped up into foul territory. Catcher and first baseman are coming on, and nobody's going to get to it. So I don't know if the catcher, Veith, called off the first baseman. He had a lot longer to run, but it looks like Veith might move a little bit better than the first baseman, Mitchell Gardner. Either way, Herink has new life on a ball that probably should have been caught over there in foul territory. So 2-2 is the count as Jurgensmeyer throws from the windup. It's a curveball that drops in on the outside corner, freezes Herink, and he goes down looking for out number 1. So really good time for that pitch by Jurgensmeyer. He set it up well, coming fastball, and then broke in the curveball to end the at-bat. Brings up number 4, the third baseman, Brody Sintek, and that one got away from Jurgensmeyer as it misses everything on the outside. It's one of those pitches, if you ever watched the movie Major League, where the announcer would have went just a bit outside. Here's the 1-0 delivery, and this misses up and in, 2-0 to the batter, Sintek. Here's the 2-0 delivery, bounces up to the catcher outside. Count goes to 3-0, and I apologize if you're listening online. This is the seventh game I've done in 3 days, so occasionally I'm going to sound like a 13-year-old boy. Or either that or a flock of Canadian geese are going to land at the field in front of me, but I'm probably going to squawk a couple of times. 3-0 pitch from Jurgensmeyer is high to Sintek, and he'll take the walk. So Sintek is on first after the walk by Jurgensmeyer. Brings up to bat the shortstop, number 20, Mitchell Glaus. Glaus, earlier here in the first inning, defensively made a great play diving to his left, but was unable to get to his feet to complete the play. But still a great stop. Curveball attempt there hangs high by Jurgensmeyer, and it's 1-0. So that's 5 straight balls from Jurgensmeyer there on the mound. From the stretch position now with the runner on first, comes set and delivers, and this one stays high. 2-0. So Jurgensmeyer struggling to find his command out there. Comes set. Here's the 2-0 delivery to the batter, Glaus. Another pitch that stays high. 3-0. That's 7 consecutive balls. My money is that he probably has the stop sign at the plate. He might as well leave the bat laying on the ground. 3-0 delivery. Fastball inside at the knee is called a strike because that breaks the streak of 7 consecutive balls. The count goes to 3-1 on the batter, Mitchell Glaus. Here's the 3-1 delivery, and it misses low and in the dirt outside for ball 4. So second consecutive walk issued by Juergensmeyer.
Now batting number 6, catcher Nick Herring.
So that's going to move Sintek up to second base, move Glaus over to first on the walk, and it looks like the catcher's going to go have a talk with his pitchers. So Veith is jogged out to have some words with the pitcher, Juergensmeyer. Boy, this home plate ump doesn't give him any time to have a talk. He was chasing the catcher right as soon as he headed out there. So wind has shifted a little where it was blowing straight out at the beginning of the game. The wind's now blowing out to left field. Brings up the catcher, Nick Herring, with runners on first and second and 1 down. Again, bottom of the third inning here from Gretna. Dinsdale leading First State Bank, but First State Bank with their first chance to put some runs on the board in the bottom of the first. First pitch from Juergensmeyer misses outside on Herring. Count goes to 1-0. Here's the pitch on the outside corner. That one misses as well. 2-0 is the count on the batter. Here's the 2-0 delivery. That misses outside as well. 3-0 is the count. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Right down the chute for a strike. 3-1. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Hard hit right to the third baseman. He gloves it, fires over to second. The throw was low, so the second baseman wasn't able to complete the turn, but they were able to get the force on Glaus. So mark that one down 5-4 on Glaus, and Herring is safe on first on the fielder's choice. So I thought maybe they would try to tag the runner Sintek as he was coming by the third, but instead he made the play over at second. So Sintek is standing at third, Herring, who reaches first on the fielder's choice. And it brings up to bat number 12, the first baseman, Logan Mueller. We've got a courtesy runner who's come in for the catcher, Herring. It's going to be number 36, John Clement. So John Clement standing at first base. Logan Mueller steps in, batting from the left side. The first baseman takes the first pitch way upstairs for ball 1. One 1-0 count, runners on the corners, 2 down to the batter Logan Mueller. And he takes that one, curveball that missed low and in, 2-0. So 2-0 is your count. Juergensmeyer from the stretch. Here's the 2-0 delivery, and that misses high, 3-0. So Juergensmeyer really struggling out there on the mound as he's already issued 2 walks and 4 batters. But yet he's 1 out away from getting out of the inning without any harm. That one bounces up to the catcher, and that's going to be another walk. So that is 3 walks and 5 batters for Juergensmeyer. And now the bases are loaded.
Number 23, left fielder, Joe Clement.
And Joe Clement, the left fielder wearing number 23, comes to the plate, batting from the right side. First pitch to Clement is in there for a strike. 0-1. So Sintek's on third. John Clement standing on second. Mueller at first. Here's the 0-1 delivery. It's a hard shot into center field. That's going to score at least 1. Sintek scores. Center fielder comes up with the ball. There will be no play at the plate. So runners on first and second. And Joe Clement is credited with 2 RBIs on the base hit. So on the play, Sintek came in to score from third. Courtesy runner John Clement came in from second to score. Mueller standing on second. Joe Clement standing on first. And your batter now is number 28, right fielder Reed Johansson. First pitch to Johansson is low and outside. That's ball one. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Right on the inside corner. That's a good pitch from Johansson. 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Fastball on the outside corner called strike. So 1-2 count here to Reed Johansson, the right fielder. Eighth batter to come up for First State Bank. Dinsdale leading 3-2 here in the bottom of the first. There's a curveball that drops in and freezes Johansson at the plate, and he goes down looking for strike three. So Johansson was the seventh batter of the inning. Bert Jurgensmeyer ran into a couple of troubles, issuing 3 walks with the bases loaded and 2 away. Joe Clement, the left fielder for First State Bank, came through with a good line drive base hit to center. And that drove in 2 runs. And that's where we stand, ladies and gentlemen. After 1 complete inning of play, your score is Dinsdale Auto of Grand Island 3, First State Bank of Fremont 2. We're going to take a little break, and we'll be back with the second inning. We appreciate you listening. Thanks for joining us on GretnaBaseball.com. Baseball fans, this broadcast of the Nebraska American Legion Area 6 Juniors Tournament is brought to you by our sponsors. One such sponsor is Kirsten Construction of Gretna, Nebraska, a full-service underground utility contractor, providing quality service to residential, industrial, and commercial clients in eastern Nebraska and western Iowa. They provide free estimates. Give them a call. Services include underground utilities, water and sewer line repairs, and snow removal. And Kirsten Precast Concrete products include manholes, septic tanks, and special orders. Give Kirsten Construction a call at 402-332-4141, a proud sponsor of American Legion Baseball. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here. Second inning of play about to get underway.
Leading off for Dinsdale Auto number 9, center fielder Jack Friesen.
So that first inning of play here almost took us a half hour, so hopefully a little more speed comes into the game here. It's going to bring up to bat Jack Friesen, number 9, the center fielder for the first time. The first pitch he takes from Callahan is going to be a strike. 0-1's the count on Jack Friesen. Dinsdale Auto batting here in the top of the second inning, and Friesen pops one up towards the third baseman. He backs underneath it and makes the catch, gets the second hand up there to make sure he secures it, then almost plunks his shortstop, who wasn't paying attention as they go to throw it around the horn.
Number 6, left fielder Ace McInnes.
First rule of baseball, kids, if you're listening out there, keep your eye on the ball. Bad things happen when you turn and look at somebody else. Here's the pitch to Ace McInnes, the left fielder. Wearing the number 6, steps in for the second time. He singled his first at bat, but he takes the first pitch curveball for a strike. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Hard ground ball in the gap between the third baseman and shortstop. Shortstop gloves it, makes the throw across, and it's not going to be in time. So McInnes, with a lot of hustle, just placed that ball perfectly. The shortstop made a good play, but he had to range deep into the hole over there on the left side. And he made a very strong throw, but it just wasn't in time. So McInnes on first base with 1 away. Brings up the catcher Dalton Veith. Veith in the first inning had a single as well, and he takes the first pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. So 0-1 is your count to the batter Veith. Callahan comes set, looks into the plate. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled off the handle. Inside pitch that he fought off. Count goes to 0-2 as he popped it back up over the backstop. So 0-2 is your count right now to the batter Veith. 1 down. Runner on first here in the top of the second inning. Pitcher Callahan checks the runner, comes set. Here's the delivery. And that one's hit foul, and it's going to get out of play just beyond the dugout on the right side. So the count will remain 0-2. So 0-2 count to Veith. McInnes standing on first after the second single for him this game. Here's the 0-2 delivery. And that one's fouled off and over the backstop, out of play. So somebody's chasing foul balls. They've just made $150 off of Veith. McInnes gets his lead off first. Callahan checks him. And he's going to be a pickoff attempt. McInnes dives in safely. 0-2 count to the batter Veith. One away here in the top of the second inning. Dinsdale leading 3-2 and trying to add to it. There's a pop fly into short left field. Shortstop's going to go back and camp underneath it and make the catch for out number 2.
Number 12, right fielder, Paris Lautenschlager.
So it brings up to bat the right fielder, number 12, Paris Lautenschlager. Lautenschlager, big kid, bounced from the right side. His first at bat, he reached on a fielder's choice, and he came around to score. Second run across the board. Here's the first pitch to him, this at bat, and it misses low and inside, ball 1. Top of the second inning of play, 2 down and a runner on first for the batter Lautenschlager. He's got an 0-1 count. Callahan, the pitcher, comes set on the mound after checking the runner. Here's the delivery to plate right on the outside corner for strike 1, and the count's even. 1 apiece. So a pretty good crowd here for an early game. This is the early game today. Again, games at noon, 3 and 6 on the schedule. Callahan comes set. Here's the pitch. Hard line drive, but it's right at the third baseman. He spins with the ball as he catches it. And that's going to be out number 3. So Lautenschlager gave it a ride, but right at the third baseman. So that lineout's going to be the third out of the inning. Ladies and gentlemen, we played an inning and a half of baseball. Your score, Dinsdale Auto of Grand Island 3. First State Bank of Fremont 2, but they'll have a chance to put some more on the board in the bottom of the second. We'll be back with that bottom of the second in just a few moments. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. Baseball fans, this broadcast of the Nebraska American Legion Area 6 Juniors Tournament is brought to you by our sponsors. Now is the perfect time to buy your dream home or refinance an existing mortgage. Rates are still low, and that can save you money. Call American National for a free mortgage checkup to find if your mortgage can work harder for you. American National offers competitive rates and multiple financing options. You find the perfect home, and we'll find you the perfect loan. Go online to www.american.bank to learn more. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Points, cash, gear, sports. With a Dick's Scorecard, you earn points on all your purchases and get 3% back in rewards and access to exclusive deals and events. It's simple. Points lead to cash to buy gear so you can play more sports. Get your Dick's Scorecard and start earning reward certificates today. Every season starts at Dick's.
Bottom of the second inning here from Gretna. The leadoff batter is going to be number 9, second baseman Caden Curry. First pitch that he sees from the pitcher, Matthew Jurgensmeyer, is up high for ball 1. Bottom of the second inning, First State Bank at the plate. Jurgensmeyer from the full windup. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Swing and a miss by the batter, Caden Curry. So the count evens up at 1 apiece. Johansson from the full windup, not wasting any time. 1-1 pitch as a curveball drops in on the outside corner for strike 2. 1-2 is the count to the batter, Caden Curry. Curry, who plays second base, stepping in for the first time as he's the 8-hole batter. Jurgensmeyer from the full windup. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that's hit hard down the left field line, but just foul as it kept tailing foul. Landed about 5 feet foul of the foul line. So a good hard hit. The left fielder had to retrieve it from back at the fence, back in the corner. And the count is 1-2 to Curry. Curveball sits on it but fouls it back to the backstop. Count remains 1-2. So it looks like a lot of those foul balls may not have come into play here as the umpire is looking for baseballs. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Curry goes down on strikes. Jurgensmeyer looks a lot more comfortable out on the mound this inning. So Curry goes down on strikes his first at bat, and it brings up the designated hitter, number 15, Colin Dorfmeyer. Dorfmeyer batting from the right side against the right-hander Jurgensmeyer. Here's the first pitch, and that one misses way outside. I may have spoke too soon about him looking more comfortable on the mound. 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch is in for a strike, 1-1. Umpire really trying to speed things along. Doesn't want the batters to get out of the box completely. So 2-1 is the count. And technically that is a rule. They're supposed to keep 1 foot in the box. 2-1 coming up to Dorfmeyer. And he hammers it, but he hammers it way foul as it hits the fence along the left field line. Somebody will have to chase it down from the First State Bank dugout. 2-2 is your count to Dorfmeyer. And the 2-2 pitch is a curveball that drops in on the outside corner for strike 3. So Dorfmeyer gets frozen, and that's the second strikeout this inning.
Number 3, center fielder, Eli.
For Jurgensmeyer. So Jurgensmeyer has retired the last 3 batters he's faced by a strikeout. And it brings up Eli Herrick, the center fielder, and he takes a first pitch strike. Herrick, who leads off for First State Bank, struck out looking in the first inning, and he's down 0-1 here in the second. There's a pitch on the outside corner that he just reaches out and slaps at, and he fouls it off. Count goes to 0-2. So Jurgensmeyer, after issuing 3 walks in the first inning, is looking to get back on track and retire him in order here in the bottom of the second. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that one's outside, but the catcher was set up almost in the left-handed batter's box. He actually was set up in a left-handed batter's box. So he hit his target, but couldn't get him to go fishing. 1-2. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and that one's outside. The catcher had to slide in front of that one. So breaking pitch that started outside and just kept getting further outside. 2-2 to the batter, Herrick. Here's the delivery. Pitch stays high. Count goes full. So Herrick's climbed back into this at bat, drawn the count full. And he awaits on the full count delivery from Jurgensmeyer. 2 down here in the bottom of the second. Here's the payoff pitch. Hard ground ball to third, and it's going to be just foul. Just crossed third base on the foul side. So ball had bounced along the ground. Again, if the ball bounces over the base in fair territory, even if it lands foul, it's a fair ball. But that one went just probably about 6 inches to the left side or the foul side of third base. So we're going to do it again. Full count. Jurgensmeyer from the full windup. Here's the full count pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. Herrick goes down looking for the second time this game. Total of 5 strikeouts in the contest so far for Jurgensmeyer, including 3 in a row here in the bottom of the second. So Jurgensmeyer's back on track and has struck out the last 4 batters he's faced. And that completes the second inning of play. Going into the third inning, your score, Dinsdale Auto, Grand Island 3, First State Bank of Fremont 2. We'll be back with just a little bit with the third inning. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. These days, everybody is on the go all the time. You need banking solutions that go with you, like mobile banking from American National Bank. No matter where you are, you can deposit checks, transfer money, pay bills, and even find a nearby ATM, all from your smartphone. Download our app today and bank at the speed of life with American National Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. And we're back in Gretna, getting ready for the third inning of play here, as Dinsdale Auto is going to be up to bat here in the top of the third.
For Dinsdale
Dinsdale leading this contest by a score of 3-2. And the designated hitter, Nick Leduc, will lead things off in the third inning. Leduc, his first at-bat, flew out to center on a good play by the center fielder, had to come charging in. First pitch that he sees from Callahan is on the top of the zone, but it's there for a strike. So a little high and outside, but right at the top of the zone, the umpire says. 0-1 to count to Leduc. Here's the 0-1 delivery. He golfs at one and hits it into right center field. Center fielder ranges and reaches but can't get to it. It's going to drop. He's going to turn first and head into second with a leadoff double. So Leduc, who hit the ball well his first at-bat, just hit it right to the center fielder, straight at him. This time pulled out a driver or something, hit it. It was about an inch off the ground when he hit it. And he golfed it out to left center field, just out of reach of the center fielder for a leadoff double. Brings up Rivera. Rivera reached on an error on the third baseman, but this time it's a no-doubt hit right between the third baseman and shortstop. That's going to move the runner up to third, and Rivera stands on first, so Dinsdale's got something going on here in the top of the third inning. So Leduc will stand at third. Rivera, one pitch and just a nice line rip right between the shortstop and third baseman. Nobody had a chance to make a play there. Brings up to bat the first baseman, number 19, Mitchell Gardner. Gardner, in his first at-bat in the first inning, had an RBI single. He's looking to do the same thing here in the top of the third. First pitch he sees is a curveball. It's popped up on the infield on the right side. Pitcher and first baseman converge, and the pitcher is going to make the catch. So Gardner goes down on a fly out to the pitcher.
Number 8, third baseman, Trevor.
And there's one away. Batters definitely not wasting any time against Callahan. If they see a pitch they like, they're swinging. A couple of first pitch swings their last two at-bats. Callahan comes set, runners on the corners and one down for Trevor Johnson, the third baseman. And Johnson, cue balls one towards the shortstop. They're not going to get the runner at second, as the shortstop, as he was picking up, he never really got a handle on the ball. And so he tried to shot put it over. Tried to shot put the ball over to second, and the second baseman was unable to make the catch. So Leduc is going to score on the play. Rivera is safe on second. And Johnson reaches on what's got to be called the fielder's choice, as he nubbed it off the end cap right at the shortstop, but they were unable to make any play. So runners on first and second, one down for the shortstop, Colby Hayes. The first pitch to Hayes is a grounder foul down the third base, well, not even down the third base line, well into foul territory, as the third base coach ranges over towards the dugout to make the play. So far, an error-free game for the base coaches. Always like to see that. 0-1, your count on the shortstop Hayes, who grounded out to second to end the first inning. And he takes the 0-1 pitch outside and in the dirt for ball one. Counts even, 1-1. Top of the third inning here from Gretna. Dinsdale now leading 4-2 with runners on first and second, one away. 1-1 pitch is down low in the dirt, 2-1 to the batter, Colby Hayes. So one run has crossed this inning. They're looking to hang more. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Callahan. And that one's hit in the air short on the right side of the infield. Second baseman is under. Umpires both call infield fly, which is good to see. Of course, with runners on first and second, or first, second, and third, with less than 2 outs, any pop-up to the infield is an automatic out. Good job there by the umpires to signal that right away. So we'll mark that in your book, 5-4, as the second baseman completes the play. So brings up to bat number 9, the center fielder, Friesen. Friesen flew out to the third baseman in the top of the second inning. And takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Callahan comes set. Here's the 0-1 delivery. 2 down, runners on first and second. Swing and a miss for Friesen, and he's in a hole 0-2. So one run has come across. Runners on first and second. 2 down. Dinsdale leading 4-2. 0-2 count to the batter, Friesen. Callahan comes set and delivers. That one's in the dirt and outside. 1-2 is your count. So we get set again. 1-2 count. Callahan looks in, comes set, delivers. This one's chopped hard at third base, and that's a fair ball as he gets by the third baseman, but he's going to hold him there at third. So Rivera, the base coach, held him as it tipped off the third baseman's glove. He had to move right on top of the foul line, and it got away from him. Technically, that's going to be an error on the third baseman, according to our official scorer, and I concur.
Number 6, left fielder Ace McInnes.
So Friesen is going to be safe on the error by the third baseman. Rivera stands out third, Johnson on second, Friesen at first, and now batting is Ace McInnes, and McInnes takes the first pitch as a ball. McInnes so far 2 for 2 today with 2 singles. And here's the 1-0 pitch to him. Cue balled off the end of the bat. The pitcher has to move towards first to make the play, flips it underhanded, and he's going to be out. And that's going to end the inning. So 3 runners get stranded here in the top of the third, but one of them came across the score as LeDuc crossed the plate, making your score 4-2 in favor of Dinsdale Auto. We'll be back with the bottom of the third inning here from Gretna, where First State Bank will be up to bat and have a chance to put some runs of their own on the board. Thanks for listening to us on GretnaBaseball.com. We'll be back with you in a few moments. And welcome back to Gretna, Nebraska, as we are covering Game 9 of the Juniors Area 6 Nebraska American Legion Baseball Tournament. And First State Bank brings up to bat number 4, the third baseman, Brody Sintek. Sintek sees the first pitch from Jurgensmeyer, fouls it back up over the backstop. 0-1. Here's the 0-1 delivery. That one misses low and in the dirt outside, 1-1. Again, folks, this is an elimination game, a game in the loser's bracket of the district tournament. Both of these teams have 1 loss. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Right on the inside corner for strike 2 on Sintek. So Sintek, who reached in the first inning by walking, is in a hole 1-2 to the pitcher Jurgensmeyer. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Curveball that's hit back up the middle. The pitcher swatted at, missed it. Shortstop comes across, makes the play. The first baseman keeps his foot on. Nice stretch. Nice play all the way around defensively. So Sintek goes down 6-3 for the first out of the inning. So this will bring up the shortstop, Mitchell Glaus. Glaus reached in the first inning on a walk and then was put out on a fielder's choice, third baseman to the second baseman. He sees the first pitch miss just low and outside. Ball 1. So 1-0. Again, this is an elimination game, folks. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one bounces in the dirt and gets away from the catcher back to the backstop. 2-0. So whichever team loses this game today is done. Their tournament comes to an end. So 2-0. Glaus adjusts, comes set in the box. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Jurgensmeyer. That's a curveball right on the outside corner. 1-2. Sorry, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike to the batter Glaus. Jurgensmeyer from the full windup. Here is the 2-1 delivery. Fastball misses downstairs. 3-1. So here's the 3-1 pitch to Glaus. Fastball in the inside corner. He turns and rips it way foul. Bouncer into the fence just beyond his dugout. And the count goes full. Full count to the batter Glaus. His second at bat today. Juergensmeyer comes set. Here's the pitch. Fastball that misses just outside. And Juergensmeyer thought he got him. Thought he rung him up. So missed just off the outside corner. And for the second consecutive at-bat, Glaus is going to be issued a walk. So Glaus 0 for 0 on the day, but it's been on base twice. Glaus is over at first. Nick Herring, number 6, the catcher, comes in, and he hits a shot down the third base line that's going to go foul. So 0-1. Quickly the count to Nick Herring. So 1 down. And here's the pitch. 0-1 pitch misses high. 1-1. 1-1 count to Herring. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the outside corner, called strike. 1-2. So here's the 1-2 delivery to Herring. Popped up in the air, high in the air on the infield. The second baseman comes underneath it, camps, and has to move a couple steps but makes the catch. So Herring goes down on a fly ball to the second baseman. There's 2 away. So 2 down. Mitchell Glaus, the runner on first base. And Logan Mueller, the first baseman, steps in. Mueller, who bats from the left side, walked his first at bat. He steps in against Juergensmeyer. First pitch is way up and in, a little bit of chin music, and he had to kind of duck back out of the way. 1-0. Juergensmeyer comes set. 1-0 pitch is drilled to the right side past the first baseman into right field. Right fielder comes up quick and tries making the play at first. They thought they had him, but the umpire says that the first baseman stretched off the base. So we'll have to see if there's any conversation between the umpires on whether or not he came off the base. The plate ump on the play had rotated properly to be in position for a possible play at third. And the way that he stretched, because this ball was hit so hard, it was a hard line drive hit past the first baseman. The right fielder came up on it really quickly and fired to first base. But on that play, the first baseman has to stretch way towards the outfielder. So instead of stretching where the home plate ump would have a good angle to see if the foot is on, he's actually stretching away from the plate ump. The only saving grace that might be there, if they're going to check if he was on, was that the plate ump, and these crews that we've had for this tournament have been really good overall. But the plate up with the runner on first, with the line drive hits the outfield, had appropriately rotated around to be down the third base line towards third in case there was a play advancing to third. So it doesn't look like there's going to be any conversation. They're going to call him safe on what was a hard line drive base hit. So Mueller's on first and Glaus advances up to second. It was an excellent try by Lautenschlager out in right, though, to try to throw him out on the play. So Joe Clement, number 23, the left fielder, is up to bat, batting from the right side, takes the first pitch outside and in the dirt for a ball. So 1-0 the count to Clement with runners on first and second and 2 down here in the bottom of the third. Here's the 1-0 delivery from the pitcher, Juergensmeyer. Actually, delivery never come. Juergensmeyer came set and was set for so long that Clement called timeout. And we have a little confusion here as Mitchell Glaus had jogged down from second to third thinking that there was a balk call on the play. So we got to return him to second. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Hammered towards the shortstop. He makes the play, flips it over to second. That's the end of the inning. So Clement grounds into the fielder's choice. Mueller's put out by the shortstop, throwing over to the second baseman for a force out. And just like that, the third inning has come to an end. Going into the top of the fourth inning of play, your score is Dinsdale Auto, Grand Island 4, First State Bank of Fremont 2. We'll be back in just a little bit here with the top of the fourth inning of play. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. And we're back here in Gretna, getting ready to start the top of the fourth inning of play. And Dalton Veith, the catcher, is going to lead off, and he hits the ball towards the hole. The shortstop ranges over, fires across the diamond, and gets him on a great play. He had to make a really, really strong throw. So the shortstop ranged into the hole. I don't know. That was a close play at first, but the umpire called him out. Wow, good hustle by Veith down the line. Considering I'm sitting 200 feet away and the umpire's 15 feet away, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. So the batter now is Paris Lautenschlager, the right fielder, and he sees a first pitch curveball from Callahan in for a strike. Lautenschlager is 0 for 2 on the day as he's reached on a fielder's choice and lined out to the third baseman hard his last at bat. He sits on this curveball and drives it to left field, but the left fielder is able to get underneath it. Again, another hard hit ball by Lautenschlager. He is having a tough day at the plate as he's hitting the ball incredibly well. He hits that one in the gap, and he at least has a double, possibly a triple. But it was just close enough where the left fielder could run underneath it, as he pounded it to left, and quickly there's two away, brings up Nick Leduc, the designated hitter. Leduc takes his first pitch from Callahan as a ball. Leduc 1 for 2 on the day as he flew out to center to start the game, and then in the third inning led off with a double. He hits a dribbler to the shortstop. Shortstop charges up, throws across the diamond. First baseman makes the catch, and that's the quickest half inning of the ball game so far, folks. As Callahan gets the first three batters he faces in the top of the fourth inning to go down 1-2-3 on a fly out to ground out to the shortstop, a fly out to the left fielder, and another ground out to the shortstop. So, going into the bottom of the fourth inning, your score remained 4-2. I'm going to take another little break, and we'll be right back. At American National Bank, we believe in changing our community for the better. It's part of our heritage. As a bank, we have donated our energy and resources to building stronger communities. Because we live here just like you, we believe that through a stronger community, everyone prospers together. American National Bank. With 30 locations in Nebraska and Iowa. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Points, cash, gear, sports. With a Dick's Scorecard, you earn points on all your purchases and get 3% back in rewards and access to exclusive deals and events. It's simple. Points lead to cash to buy gear so you can play more sports. Get your Dick's Scorecard and start earning reward certificates today. Every season starts at Dick's.
Bottom of the fourth inning here from Gretna. Dinsdale leading 4-2. First State Bank is going to be up, and it's Reed Johansson, the second baseman, wearing the number 28, who takes the first pitch from Jurgensmeyer in the dirt for ball one. 1-0 count. Great day here at the ball field. Clear blue skies. A little bit of a breeze blowing straight out to center. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Jurgensmeyer again in the dirt. 2-0 to the batter. Number 28, Reed Johansson. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and it's a swing and a miss for strike one. 2-1 the count to the right fielder, Johansson. Johansson struck out looking in the first inning in his only other at-bat. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Curveball that just misses. 3-1. Johansson looking to get the leadoff batter on base here for First State Bank. And he does, as that pitch is way outside. He'll be issued a walk. And Johansson safely aboard to start the bottom of the fourth inning.
Number 9, second baseman, Caden Curry.
Brings up the second baseman, number 9, Caden Curry. Curry's only other at-bat was in the second inning. And Curry struck out swinging. 0 for 1 on the day. Johansson takes his lead off first. Jurgensmeyer looks at him, looks in for his sign, comes set, and here's the delivery. Hard hit ground ball right to the third baseman. Third baseman fires widely, wide of second, and the ball is going to get into right field. Now, thankfully, the right fielder was moving on the play for Dinsdale Auto, so he got there quickly. But Johansson moves all the way from first up to third, and Curry, is going to be safe at first on the error by the third baseman. Hard hit ball, and it was just a short one-hopper to the third baseman, gloved it, but the throw to second to try to turn to double play was wild and ended up in the outfield. So this brings up to bat the designated hitter, Colin Dorfmeyer. He takes the first pitch from Jurgensmeyer as a ball. Dorfmeyer, in his first at-bat in the second, struck out looking. 1-0 count to him is outside. The pitch misses off the plate. Count goes to 2-0. So 2-0 count. Here's the pitch from Jurgensmeyer, and that's right down the tubes for a strike. 2-1. So 2-1 count to the designated hitter Dorfmeyer, who bats from the right side against the right-hander Jurgensmeyer. Jurgensmeyer comes set. Runner at first is moving, throw down to second, and they're not going to get him, and the runner from third is going to try to score and will score. So the count, so the runner from first was stealing. The pitch was a ball, so the count went to 3-1. So Curry moved up to second. They threw through to second trying to get him, and Johansson comes in to score. Here's a ball hit very well on in the left center field. This might score the runner from second as he rounds third. He will score easily. And Dorfmeyer credited with an RBI double. And ladies and gentlemen, just like that, we have a tie ball game here from Gretna as we're tied. 4s across the scoreboard as the score is 4-4 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And that's going to draw a visit to the pitcher's mound, and it might be the end of the day for Mr. Jurgensmeyer, as he's thrown a lot of pitches. So 4-4 is your score here in the bottom of the fourth inning from Gretna. Again, this is an elimination game, and no changes are going to be made. The coach just wanted to go out and have a talk. So to reset, Dorfmeyer, who just hit the double, will be standing on second. It brings up to bat the leadoff hitter, center fielder, Eli Herrick. Herrick's having a tough day at the plate so far as he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, both of them of the looking nature. So he's been fooled twice by Jurgensmeyer. He shows bunt, pulls it back, pitches on the outside edge and called a strike, 0-1. So 0-1 count on the batter, Herrick. Nobody down here in the bottom of the fourth. Dorfmeyer by way of a double standing on second. Jurgensmeyer is going to look him back at second. Looks in for a signal and delivers. And we show bunt again. Herrick shows bunt, but this one's low and in the dirt, so he pulls it back. 1-1's your count on the batter, Eli Herrick. Again, beautiful day for baseball here. Not a cloud in the sky. A little bit of a breeze blowing straight out to center. And it's It's Nebraska in July, so of course it's hot, but what do you expect? It's Nebraska in July. 1-1 pitch misses in the dirt and outside, 2-1. So couldn't ask for much better weather than what we have right now. Currently, your temperature in the press box is a balmy 65 degrees in the shade, so we're fine. Thanks for worrying about us, though, folks. Here's the 2-1 delivery, and he doesn't show bunt this time, but he takes it for a strike. Curveball drops in, 2-2 is your count on the batter, Herink. Here's the 2-2 delivery to the batter, Herink. And he reaches out and pokes it to the shortstop. Shortstop makes the play, fires over, and gets him by a half step. As I will say that Mr. Herink has a good deal of speed as he got down to first very quickly. The ball wasn't exceptionally hard hit, as he reached out and just kind of slapped at it. But he's going to be put out 6-3 for the first out of the inning. On the play, Dorfmeyer moves up from second to third, so now a runner on third with one down for the batter. Number 4, third baseman, Sintek. Sintek 0 for 1 on the day. Has just changed out as he slaps the first pitch he sees right up the middle. And it's going to be an RBI single. And First State Bank has climbed out of the deficit and now takes the lead. 4-5 against Dinsdale Auto.
Number 20, shortstop, Mitchell Klaus.
So RBI single for Sintek. He's standing on first, and it brings up the shortstop, number 20, Mitchell Glaus. Glaus has walked, so it's officially 0 for 0 on the day, as he's walked twice. And he takes the first pitch from Juergensmeyer outside off the plate for ball 1. So 1-0 is your count. Juergensmeyer comes set. Here's the delivery, and that one's right down the middle. So 1-1 to the batter, Glaus. Sintek standing over on first base. Glaus steps back into the box. Pitcher Juergensmeyer on the rubber, looks at the runner, gets a signal, comes set. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and it was high, swing and a miss for a strike. And the runner steals on the play. The catcher tried to throw him out, but he airmailed his his second baseman. Luckily, the shortstop was backing it up at the edge of the infield and was able to keep that ball from going to the outfield. So 1-2 is your count on the batter, Glaus. 1-2 pitch is a curveball that's fouled out of play on the right side, just over the new bathroom facilities, beautiful new bathroom facilities, and into the throwing area. So the score will remain the count will remain 1-2 on the batter, Glaus. Bottom of the fourth inning here in Game 9 of the Area 6 District Tournament. First State Bank has just taken the lead, and they're ahead of Dinsdale 4-5. And trying to add more on with a runner on second and one down. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Hard line drive that's going to be down for a base hit. Center fielder gets it quickly. And a hard round there by Glaus at first because there's nobody over in the first base area to hold him on. So that's a base hit by Glaus.
Number 6, catcher Nick Herring.
So after stealing second, Sintek advances up to third on the base hit. Glaus, the shortstop, safely on first. It brings up to bat the catcher, number 6, Nick Herring. Herring on the day, 0 for 2 as he reached on a fielder's choice and then grounded to the second baseman in the third inning. He hits one back up the middle to the shortstop. Can't make the double play, but he does throw to first. So the runner at second was safe because the shortstop did not get to second base before the runner. So Glaus is safe. Sintek comes in to score.
Number 12, first baseman Logan Mueller.
So we're going to mark that one 6-3 as they did make the play to get an out. And there's 2 down. Batter now is the first baseman Logan Mueller, and he hits one way up in the air into foul territory and out of play on the right side. 0-1. So First State Bank now leading after the last play as Syntec came in to score by a score of 4-6. Here's the 0-1 pitch to the batter. Curveball that drops right in. So the count is 0-2 to the batter, Mueller. And the 0-2 offering is hit in left field. The left fielder retreats and backpedaling makes the catch for out number 3. So at the end of 4 innings of play, your score from Gretna, Dinsdale Auto of Grand Island 4, First State Bank of Fremont 6. Dinsdale is going to have a chance to try to tie it up here as we're going into the top of the 5th inning. So we'll be back with the top of the 5th inning in just a little bit from Gretna. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com.
Points, cash, gear, sports. With a Dick Scorecard, you earn points on all your purchases and get 3% back in rewards and access to exclusive deals and events. It's simple. Points lead to cash to buy gear so you can play more sports. Get your Dick Scorecard and start earning reward certificates today. Every season starts at Dick's.
We're back here, ladies and gentlemen, for the top of the 5th inning. Your score is Dinsdale Auto 4, First State Bank of Fremont 6. And the pitcher's still throwing his warm-ups. Dinsdale is going to be up to bat. And leading off for Dinsdale is going to be the second baseman, number 2, Brayton Rivera. Rivera on the day, 1 for 2. As he reached on an error and then had a base hit in the 3rd inning. So Rivera steps in from the right side against the pitcher, who's still Brennan Callahan. Here's the delivery from Callahan. First pitch is a curveball that's in for a strike. 3rd day of the tournament here from Gretna. A lot of people who have put in a lot of time to make this tournament go successfully. 0-1 pitch misses inside. 1-1 is the count on Rivera. Here's the 1-1 delivery. And that one's up and in for ball 2. Definitely like to thank Nikki Howell, Nancy Jerry for basically running the show here. Clark Jerry for keeping the official book. Mr. Rhodes, of course, for doing the public address announcing in the stadium. Coach O'Flynn for just being Coach O'Flynn. Jim Reining for being our tournament director up here running things. Altogether, the volunteers who have come up, it's been a great tournament so far, and hopefully we keep it that way all the way through the end. 2-2 pitch is fouled down the third base line, so 2-2 your count on the batter Rivera. Yeah, definitely want to thank Mike Cassidy, grounds crew, and all the girls from the Gretna softball team for helping with the grounds crew in between. There's a rip in the gap, in the hole between the shortstop and the third baseman. Line drive by Rivera that reaches safely. So he's going to be on first with a leadoff single here in the top of the 5th. So Rivera stands on first after a good at-bat and a nice base hit. Brings up to bat the first baseman, number 19, Mitchell Gardner. Gardner on the day, 1 for 2. As he had a single in the first inning and then flew out to the pitcher on a high pop fly in the infield in the 3rd. Pickoff attempt, tried to get Rivera off the base, and he was able to dive back in. Callahan comes set. Here's the first delivery, and this ball is hit pretty well out to center field. Center fielder running back and away into the right field gap and makes the catch as the ball seemed to hang up there for him. And he runs underneath it. Rivera will not be able to advance on the play, and Gardner is put out on the fly ball to center.
Number 8, third baseman Trevor Johnson.
Brings up to bat the third baseman, Trevor Johnson. Johnson on the day. Looks like he is 0 for 1 as he walked and reached on a fielder's choice. Rivera gets his lead. Pitch from Callahan misses outside. Pickoff attempt back to first. Catcher throwing behind him back to first, and he was able to get back in safely. So 1-0 the count to the batter, Trevor Johnson. One down here in the top of the 5th inning. Elimination game at the Area 6 tournament. And that one's hit foul on the right side. Might get out of play, and yes, sneaks up on top of the batting cage on the right side.
Return those foul balls, collect 50 cents, courtesy of Speedy Mart and American.
So the count goes to 1-1 on the third baseman, Johnson. Callahan comes set. Here's the delivery. Another one fouled out of play on the right-hand side. This one's a little further foul. It's going to get over the cage and down the hill. 1-2 is your count to the batter, Trevor Johnson. Callahan checks Rivera over at first. Comes set. Here is the 1-2 delivery. Another one fouled out of play. So 3 foul balls. $1.50 worth of foul balls if you're chasing them here at the field. And it looks like thankfully they're helping out by retrieving those foul balls for us pretty quickly. 1-2 is your count. There's a ground ball chopped to the third baseman. Third baseman comes up, will not be able to get the runner at second, so he goes to first. So mark it 5-3 as Johnson is put out on the ground ball. On the play, Rivera does advance up to second. So runner at second base for Dinsdale Auto. And Kobe Hayes, the shortstop, is your batter. Hayes on the day 0 for 2 after grounding out and flying out to second base. First pitch that he sees is a curveball in the dirt, blocked by the catcher, but definitely ball 1. 1-0 your count. Top of the 5th inning, Dinsdale trailing by a score of 4-6. 1-0 pitch misses low and outside. 2-0. So Brent Rivera, by way of leadoff single, is now standing on second. And Kobe Hayes, the shortstop, trying to knock him in. There's a swing and a called foul tip by the umpire. And the count goes to 2-1. So he fouled it straight back into the catcher. Bounced into the dirt, into the catcher, and stayed at home plate. So everybody's going to reset. 2-1 count to the shortstop Hayes. Here's the delivery from Callahan. It's a hard ground ball just beyond the first baseman who lunged at a backhand. He's going to circle the base and try to score. Here's the throw to the plate, and the throw is up the third base line. He runs right by and it scores, and the throw to second from the catcher. The tag's going to be down late. So the catcher made a good quality throw out to second, but the tag by the shortstop took a while to come down. So on to play, Rivera's going to score on what will be called an RBI single by Hayes.
Center fielder Jack Friesen.
So Hayes hit that one really hard. The first baseman lunged for it and wasn't able to get to it. It was outside of the glove. On the play, the shortstop fired. So to kind of recap the play, hard hit ball. The right fielder came up with it quickly. Rivera circled from third base, from second base, circled third, tried to score, so the right fielder fired into home plate. The throw was up the third base line, and Rivera ran by the catcher. Seeing the throw, Hayes advanced up to second. The catcher fired it to the shortstop at second. The ball beat him to the base, but the tag was a little slow coming down, and he got underneath the tag and was safe. So Friesen now standing up at the plate with the score now Dinsdale 5, First State Bank 6, and Friesen's going to get hit by the Callahan pitch. So Friesen is aboard. So to reset everything, Kobe Hayes is now standing at second base, Jack Friesen at first base, and Ace McInnes, the leadoff hitter, is going to be up to bat for Dinsdale Auto here in the top of the 5th. So here's the situation. Mound visit. The coach is going to head back into the dugout. Runners on first and second, 2 away here in the top of the 5th. Ace McInnes up at the plate, and McInnes having a pretty good day so far, as McInnes is 2 for 3 with 2 base hits. First pitch to McInnes is popped up high to the back of the infield. The second baseman retreats back into the grass and makes the catch. So fly out to the second baseman ends the inning. But they cut into the lead as now the score is Dinsdale 5, First State Bank 6 going to the bottom of the fifth inning. We'll be back with the bottom of the fifth action after these words from our sponsors. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. At American National Bank, the financial well-being of families and businesses has been our top priority for more than a century. And with a tradition of conservative and financially responsible decisions, we remain stable, safe, sound, and well-capitalized. That means you can spend more time focusing on what's important to you and less time worrying about your money. So relax. Our strength and stability means your money is safe and secure. Visit us at one of our 30 locations or go online at www.american.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Points, cash, gear, sports. With a Dick Scorecard, you earn points on all your purchases and get 3% back in rewards and access to exclusive deals and events. It's simple. Points lead to cash to buy gear so you can play more sports. Get your Dick Scorecard and start earning reward certificates today. Every season starts at Dick's.
Bottom of the fifth inning here. First State Bank at the plate. Number 23, Joe Clement, the left fielder. He is 1 for 2 today. Takes the first pitch for a ball and hits the second pitch high in the air to left field. The left fielder lost it. So Clement rounds first and will coast into second on an error on the left fielder. So just when Dinsdale had scored another run to kind of draw themselves back into the game, error out in left field to start the bottom of the fifth inning. And the first batter is already in scoring position.
Reed Johansson.
So Reed Johansson, the right fielder, number 28, comes up to bat and he shows bunt. The first pitch bounces up to the catcher, but a good block and the runner isn't able to advance. So 1-0 to Johansson. Joe Clement standing at second base. Juergensmeyer still pitching. Comes set. Here's the delivery. Shows bunt again. Pitches inside. He pulls it back. 2-0. So runner already in scoring position here with nobody down for First State Bank in the bottom of the fifth. Juergensmeyer comes set. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Again shows bunt. Again it's in the dirt and blocked. Catcher blocks it. Runner advances to third. Throw down to third is not in time. As Clement's going to advance. So the 2-0 pitch was in the dirt. The catcher blocked it, but it squirted away about 10 feet to his right. He ran and picked it up, but was not able to get the throw down to third base in time. And the 3-0 pitch is way outside, and that's going to be a walk. So with nobody out, there's runners on the corners.
Second baseman, Caden Curry.
And it looks like we're going to have a mound visit and definitely going to have a pitcher's change as Juergensen flips the ball to his coach and continues striding off the mound towards the dugout. So the pitcher now looks like it's going to be Colby Hayes as he's warming up. Hayes, who's been playing shortstop.
Pitching number 1, Colby Hayes.
Is now moving into the mound and he's taking his warm-up pitches. Going to watch to see what other changes are made here. So here's the changes that I see that are going to be made. Number Number 9, Jack Friesen, who is playing center, is going to move in and play shortstop. Lautenschlager, who is over in right, has now moved to center field. And I believe that maybe Clayton Connolly, nope, 13. So Eli Aarons is going to check into the game. Hold on, stop him. Somebody call timeout so that we can find out what's going on. Yeah, say it over the mic. So the first pitch from Colby Hayes. To the batter, Caden Curry. He squares the bunt and bunts it into the ground. So we'll try to get those changes between innings. Runner from first takes off, and the ball is driven into left center field. Lautenschlager makes a hopping catch out there at first, fires home as the runner tags up. And the runner's going to score safely. So Clement comes in to score on the sacrifice fly from Curry. Johansson's going to be held at first. There's one away, and a run scores, making it score Dinsdale 5, First State Bank 7.
Designated hitter, Colin Dorfmeyer.
So the designated hitter, Dorfmeyer, steps into the plate, and he hits one to center. Lautenschlager goes back, and he's not going to get to that one. That's down, and it's going to roll all the way to the 360 left center field gap. Runners are circling the bases, and the runner from first base, Reed Johansson, is going to score. And Dorfmeyer, his second consecutive double, as he's now 2 for 3 on the day. The strikeout looking and 2 doubles.
Number 3, center fielder, Eli Herring.
Brings up to bat Eli Herring. Eli Herring steps into the plate, 0 for 3 on the day with 2 strikeouts and a ground out to the shortstop. And the first pitch that he takes from Hayes is in the dirt for ball 1. 1-0 is your count. One 0 pitch misses as well. 2-0 to the batter, Eli Herring. So your score right now, Dinsdale 5, First State Bank now 8, and still threatening with 1 down and a runner on second. 2-0 pitch from Hayes misses way upstairs. It's 3-0. So here's the 3-0 pitch. And that's in the dirt and gets away from the catcher. The runner's not going to move up from second, but Herring is issued a walk.
Number 4, third baseman, Brody Sintek.
Pickoff attempt is fired out into center field. So he's trying to get the runner at second, and he fired it out into second. Center fielder held on to the ball, and the runner's going to come in to score from third as he challenged the center fielder to throw. So the coach just kept waving him. The center fielder picked up the ball and was just watching the play, and the coach at third just sent the runner right around. Center fielder tried to make the throw, but the throw to the plate was not in time. So on the pickoff attempt, the botched pickoff attempt, Dorfmeyer comes all the way in to score from second. And on the throw to the plate, Herring moves up to second base. So your score is now 5-9. Sintek takes the first pitch he sees for a strike. 0-1 pitch is down low, so it's 1-1 on the batter, Brody Sintek. Sintek on the day, 1 for 2 as he's walked, grounded out to shortstop, and has a base hit. So still a runner on second with one down. Runner takes off, and the pitch is fouled away. 1-2 is your count on the batter, Syntech. So a lot of things going on here all at once. Herrick's on second. Syntech at the plate. Hayes, your pitcher, comes set and delivers the curveball. And at the last second, looked like that might drop in, and Syntech just kind of slapped at it and got enough of it to knock it foul. So 1-2 as there's a timeout on the field so that Herrick can tie up the shoes at second base. And that pitch is hit into right field. The right fielder goes underneath it, makes the catch. The runner fakes the tag, so the right fielder fires it into the cutoff. And that's out number 2 with the fly out to right field. So 2 away, runner still on second base. First State Bank leading 9-5 here in the bottom of the 5th. And Mitchell Glaus, the shortstop, comes up to bat. Glaus on the day is 1 for 1. He's walked twice and he has a base hit. Pickoff attempt to second, and Herrick is back in time. Pitcher's back on the rubber. Herrick takes his lead from second. Shortstop and second baseman shuffling in and out. Hard hit ball right to the second baseman. Gloves it, fires to first, and that's the end of the 5th. So 5 innings have come and gone, but not before 3 more runs hung up on the board by First State Bank, who extends their lead. Dinsdale Auto 5, First State Bank 9. We're going to the top of the 6th inning. We'll be back right after this. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. And we're back at the top of the 6th inning of play here from Gretna. Your batter, number 4, catcher Dalton Veith. So if Dalton Veith comes up to the plate, he'll lead off the top of the 6th for Dinsdale Auto. So first pitch from Callahan misses, 1-0. The count to Veith. Callahan from the full windup. Here's the 1-0 delivery. And it's golfed high in the air on the first base side. The first baseman has a track on it. Changes directions a couple of times, but makes the catch over there at first in foul territory for out number 1. Brings up to bat number 12, the center fielder, Paris Lautenschlager. Lautenschlager started in right, but moved over at the pitching change.
Center fielder, Paris Lautenschlager.
And Lautenschlager's hit the ball hard all day, but he's 0 for 3. First pitch that he sees, golfed in the air. And it's going to be in foul territory, just missing the grandstands on the right-hand side. So 0-1's your count on Lautenschlager.
Speedy Mart and American National Bank.
I said Lautenschlager's hit the ball hard. He reached on a fielder's choice early in the game, but then hit a line drive right at the third baseman and then a ball deep into the gap. This one is popped up just behind first base, and the first baseman makes the catch again on the pop fly for the second out of the inning. So 2 outs, 2 fly balls caught by the first baseman. And for the first time coming up to bat, checking in for the designated hitter, Leduc, with the changes, there is no more DH. He's actually the right fielder now because the designated hitter has gone away. So number 13, Eli Aarons, is up at the plate. Here's the first pitch Aarons has faced today. Callahan misses outside and low for ball 1. So at the pitching change when Juergensmeyer came out, Aarons came in, and there's a line drive to left. The left fielder coming in makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down for Dinsdale. In the top of the 6th, we're going to the bottom of the 6th with First State Bank leading the contest 9-5. We will be back with the bottom of the 6th inning in just a moment. Thank you for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. Baseball fans, this broadcast of the Nebraska American Legion Area 6 Juniors Tournament is brought to you by our sponsors. One such sponsor is Kirsten Construction of Gretna, Nebraska, a full-service underground utility contractor, providing quality service to residential, industrial, and commercial clients in eastern Nebraska and western Iowa. They provide free estimates. Give them a call. Services include underground utilities, water and sewer line repairs, and snow removal. And Kirsten Precast Concrete products include manholes, septic tanks, and special orders. Give Kirsten Construction a call at 402-332-4141, a proud sponsor of American Legion Baseball. These days, everybody is on the go all the time. You need banking solutions that go with you, like mobile banking from American National Bank. No matter where you are, you could deposit checks, transfer money, pay bills, and even find a nearby ATM, all from your smartphone. Download our app today and bank at the speed of life with American National Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. And we're back here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Dinsdale Auto of Grand Island trailing First State Bank of Fremont by a score of 5-9. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. First State Bank is up to bat. It's the catcher, Nick Herring, who will lead things off for Fremont. First pitch he sees from the pitcher, Colby Hayes, misses for ball 1. So this is game 9 on your bracket. If you're looking at a bracket online or in front of your face, 1-0 pitch is fouled down the third base line. This is an elimination game. It'll be our first contest that we play today. But the loser of this game will go home. It'll be the end of the tournament for him. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that one's hit into the left center gap. It's going to drop. The center fielder misses it as he tries to cut it, and it's going to keep rolling. The catcher, Herrick, is going to run around first and coast easily into second. And I'm willing to bet that we're going to see number 36, John Clement, jump off the bench. No. Number 10, Zach Stevens, is going to be the courtesy runner for Herrick.
Courtesy runner number 10, Zach Stevens.
So Stevens checks in after the double by Herrick. He'll do the running. But a nice hit by Herrick. Pickoff attempt, and Stevens dives back in safe.
Your batter number 12, first baseman Logan Mueller.
So the first baseman, Logan Mueller, batting from the left-hand side, steps in. Mueller on the day. There's a foul ball. Outside pitches he swung at and missed. Need to count it up here for Mueller. Looks like Mueller is 1 for 2. So he had a base hit in the third. He walked in the first and flew out to left field. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Mueller. Nope, it's a pickoff attempt back to second base, and Stevens dives in safe. So 0-1, the count on Mueller. Hayes paying a lot of attention to Stevens. Here's the pitch way outside. Almost caught the outside edge of the right-handed batter's box as Mueller bats from the left side. So the count goes to 1-1. Here's the 1-1 delivery from the pitcher, Hayes, and it's popped way up in the air. Don't know if it's going to stay in play. It's foul behind the plate. The catcher hustles over, but the ball does stay in play, but probably 2 feet from the fence. So it was right up against the edge, and the catcher wasn't able to get to it. So that falls in, and the count goes to 1-2 on Mueller. Again, bottom of the 6th inning here from Gretna. Elimination game. Dinsdale trailing 5-9. Hayes comes set. Here is the 1-2 pitch. Misses inside and down. The catcher blocks it, but it gets away from him a little bit to the right. And the score remains the same, but the count goes to 2-2. On the play, Zach Stevens, who's the courtesy runner, is going to advance up to third base, and it's a 2-2 count on Logan Mueller. Here's the pitch. Mueller drives one into right field. The right fielder is going back. He gets underneath it and makes the catch. The runner will be tagging up. Throw into the plate is not going to be near in time, as he was throwing it from about 300 feet away. And doesn't have that Bo Jackson type of arm out there, which haven't seen very many people make a throw from out there and get somebody out at the plate. So sacrifice fly for Mueller, and Stevens comes in to score, making the score of the contest Dinsdale 5, First State Bank 10 on the sacrifice fly to right field. Joe Clement, number 23, the left fielder, steps in. First pitch that he sees is a fastball in the inside corner. It's called strike. Clement's on the day, 1 for 3 as he hit a single in the first inning, two RBI single, then reached on a fielder's choice and an error by the left fielder. And it looks like the batter was actually John Clement, number 36, John Clement, instead of Joe Clement, who was in the lineup. And I mention him because Mr. Clement just got hit in the back, and he's going to take a walk.
Now batting number 2, Austin Nippelmeyer.
So Joe Clement was hit by the pitch as standing at first, and the batter now is number 2, Austin Nippelmeyer. Nippelmeyer's first at bat this game, and he takes the first pitch from Hayes as a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Nippelmeyer. Nippelmeyer swings and misses. Throw down attempt to first, and he throws it in the dirt. Gets by the first baseman, but no, the runner won't be moving as the right fielder has to come up and retrieve it. So Nippelmeyer quickly in the hole, 0-2. Hayes comes set. Here's the delivery. Curveball fouled off to the backstop. Count stays 0-2. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. First State Bank trying to add a couple of insurance runs before going into the final frame. They're leading by a score of 10-5. Pickoff attempt over at first, and Joe Clement is able to get back in safely. 0-2 your count to the batter, number 2, Austin Nippelmeyer. Pitch to Nippelmeyer. He swings right through it and misses. Strike 3. So there's out number 2. And it brings up to bat number 9, the second baseman, Caden Curry. Curry on the day 0 for 3 with a strikeout, an error by the third baseman, and flew out to center field. Pickoff attempt, and it was closer, but Joe Clement still is able to dive back into first safe. So no pitch yet to Caden Curry, the batter. Hayes comes set on the mound. Delivery to the plate, popped up in the air to center field. Center fielder has a beat, is coming in hard. Dives and does not make the catch as it bounces just in front of him. So that's going to be a base hit for Caden Curry. And I just looked up, so I'm not sure what happened, but the runners both advanced up a base.
15, designated hitter, Colin Dorfmeyer.
So it must have been a bad return throw to second. I assumed they would get it back to the pitcher, but the runners are actually at third and second right now. And Dorfmeyer, who's hit 2 consecutive doubles, now steps up to the plate. Check swing foul ball down the first base line, 0-1. Dorfmeyer, 2 for 3 on the day with 2 doubles and an RBI. His last at bat in the 5th inning. He's down 0-1 right now. Here's the pitch from Hayes. Curveball misses outside and in the dirt. The catcher got enough of it to keep it around the home plate area so nobody will advance. 1-1 is your count. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Callahan. Fastball at the knees and inside, called a strike. 1-2. Two down, 1-2 count on the batter. Dorfmeyer. Curveball right down the tubes, froze him. So he goes down looking for strike 3, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. But 1 run did come across as Zach Stevens, running for Nick Herring after the leadoff double, was able to circle the bases and score. Going into the final frame of action here, or the final scheduled frame of action, your score, Dinsdale Auto, 7. First State Bank of Fremont, 10. We'll be back for the top of the 7th inning right after this. Top of the 7th inning, Game 9 of the Area 6 Nebraska American Legion Juniors Tournament here for 2017. Your batter is number 2, Brayton Rivera for Dinsdale. He takes the first pitch from Callahan, in for a strike. 0-1 the count on Rivera. Rivera on the day, 2 for 3, reached on an error and 2 singles. Sees the 0-1 pitch down in the dirt on the inside corner. And the count gets evened at 1 apiece. So here's the 1-1 pitch to the batter, number 2, Brayton Rivera. 1-1 pitch is a ground ball to the shortstop. He gloves it, fires over to first. Rivera hustling down the line, but the throw is there in time. So mark it down as a putout. 6-3 for the first out of the inning. And Dinsdale is down to their last 2 outs. So it brings up to bat number 19, the first baseman, Mitchell Gardner. Gardner on the day, 1 for 3, with a single, an RBI single in the first, and a fly out to the pitcher, a fly out to the center fielder. He takes the first offering from the pitcher, Callahan, and that is ball 1 as it misses. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball on the inside edge, called a strike, 1-1. So it's a 1-1 count to the first baseman, Mitchell Gardner. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Fastball, the catcher misses it, goes all the way back to the backstop, 2-1. So 2-1's your count. Callahan from the full windup. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Hard hit ball towards the shortstop. He ranges to his right, fields it clean, fires across the diamond, and gets him. First baseman with kind of an awkward stretch over there, so the umpire wanted to make sure he held the ball and held the foot on the base. But that's another 6-3 ground out.
Batting number 10, Jacob McNamara.
And Dinsdale Auto is down to their final out. And it looks like number 10, Jacob McNamara, is going to check into bat. So Jacob McNamara steps up to the plate. And it's a high fly ball into shallow left field. The left fielder comes on, sliding on his knees, makes the catch. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your ball game. Final score of the contest is Dinsdale Auto 5, First State Bank of Fremont 10. So for all of the Dinsdale Auto fans listening out there, we appreciate having you. We're glad you listened to the games on GretnaBaseball.com. It was very fun to watch the boys. The team played some great baseball over the course of the tournament. But unfortunately, with the loss today, their tournament comes to an end. So Dinsdale Auto is going to bow out of the Area 6 tournament. And again, for all you fans, everybody who made the trip and listened on GretnaBaseball.com, we're real glad that we had you, real glad that you listened, and thanks for allowing us to be your hosts for this district tournament. Now, for First State Bank of Fremont. First State Bank of Fremont is going to move on. And the way that the games work tomorrow is a little bit different. So depending on who wins the next contest, it will give us a little clearer answer. For games 12 and 13 on your bracket, they don't play out as the bracket necessarily says. The bracket we try to match up in games 12 and 13 opponents against each other unless absolutely necessary. So First State Bank has won this contest, and they will advance. They will play tomorrow for sure. So the First State Bank is going to play most likely in the 5 p.m. game tomorrow evening. Now, if we look at the way things look like they're laid out, if it goes according to seeding, the next contest today, Game 10, is going to pit Norfolk Daily News Post 16 against the Columbus United Federal Credit Union Blues. Now, Columbus is the number 2 seed coming into the tournament. Norfolk is the number 5. If it plays out by seeding, and Columbus is to win that, regardless of how the 8 o'clock game finishes up, tomorrow's contest will be 5 Points Bank against Columbus Blues, and then it would be First State Bank against Baxter Auto. And again, that's kind of regardless of how the evening game works out, for the simple reason that those teams have not faced off against each other yet. Now, if Norfolk wins, that's going to change things a little bit, as, let's see, trying to see who Norfolk played First State Bank the first time. So if Norfolk wins, we won't know. It's going to end up being a coin flip to decide that. So we'll have a clear picture of what the brackets are going to be after the second contest here today. We'll be able to tell you exactly what's going on. But that puts Game 9 into books, so Dinsdale is eliminated. First State Bank moves on to tomorrow's contest. Your final score in this one, Dinsdale Auto 5, First State Bank of Fremont 10. We'll be back with the 3 o'clock game. We appreciate you listening to GretnaBaseball.com. Have a great rest of your afternoon.